And we're rolling.
Are we? Are we, though?
Do you see the blinking red dot?
No, my eyesight's really bad, actually.
Don't worry, man. I just yesterday, I shaved my head, so I feel like my head's going to be shiny.
Actually, that was a problem. I actually invited you on just because we had the same haircut, when we were in college.
Yeah.
Very bro.
That's right.
No.
Oh, man. Yeah, you might have to show that sometime.
Yo.
Yeah.
All right. What's up, everybody? This is Alex, and I'm here with a good friend of mine, Mark.
Hello.
Who was here to talk about radio stuff. Mark, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself just a little bit?
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Mark. I am a Korean-American adoptee, and I've been living in Korea for about 9 years now, and doing a whole lot of stuff. Doing some teaching, doing some voice acting stuff, and now I'm doing radio with this guy.
This guy?
Yeah.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
Wow, we actually met a long time ago, like it was in 2009 or 2010.
Yeah.
It's like my first year teaching, and I think it was just at like a picnic someone threw.
Yeah, it was on the river.
Was it Amy's picnic or was it Blythe?
I just remember my friend, Kimberly, she invited me.
Right.
And then she made a joke that how we were like completely broing out the entire time.
But some things never change, eh?
But then after that, I didn't see you. Like that was it. That was the last time I saw you.
That was it for a long time.
2010 or 11, yeah.
Was the next time that we saw each other, was that the interview at the radio station?
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was.
Right.
So I was brought in for an interview. Well, to back it up, like how that all happened, how I got into radio.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, that's the theme of today, by the way. You probably saw it in the title.
Yeah.
But we're not here just to bro out. We're actually here to give you guys a background of how to start in radio.
Structure.
There is structure.
Yeah.
But so how did you get in? How did you? Because I didn't.
Yeah.
I was the. What was I? I was the host, the acting host, because the actual host couldn't be there for some reason.
That's right.
And I was acting as the host for the 9 a.m. show, and this guy shows up. It's like,
this guy shows up. Yeah. So before that, I have some experience with voice work, and so I had that in my resume. But what happened was a friend of mine, her name is Kiyomi Lee. She runs a podcast for adoptees.
Right.
It's called adaptedpodcast.com, I think is what it is, but that's a shout out for her.
Yeah.
And she's just kicking butt with the kind of the adoptee movement, and it's just interviews with different adoptees, Korean adoptees. And she brought me in and just had me as one of her episodes. Right. And she has an experience she has a background in radio and broadcasting. Mm-hmm. So the radio station, we can mention that, right? We can say?
Yeah, sure. We should promote it. Hey, we're on TBS every Friday.
That's right, yeah.
At 9:30.
Right.
We'll tell you more about it in a bit, though. So TBS EFM is what we're talking about.
So TBS, they contacted her to bring her in as a host, as an MC. But she was leaving the country. But she remembered that we had just a really good episode when she featured me on her podcast. And she put my name in the hat.
Right.
So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go in. I mean, I have zero experience with radio or hosting or any of that stuff. The only thing I had was just the voice acting thing.
Yeah.
So they brought me in, and I had to prepare something. I had to prepare like a little article and to talk about something because I was going to do a mock kind of scenario of a live airing.
Yeah.
And so, So I went into the studio, and they brought in this guy, and we kind of looked at each other. He walked in, and we were like, "Hey, you're that guy. You're,
We met at a park a long time ago.
Yeah, on the river, But so he acted as host, and then I just did my piece.
Yeah.
And then the producer was like, "Well, listen, Mark, you have a great voice. You did a really great job, but you have zero experience in radio, so I cannot put you as a host." So they just brought me in as a contributor, kind of like a reporter for another show.
Right.
So I was doing that show for a while. I did a little couple things about kind of like Korea for Dummies segment.
Yeah.
Then there was an artistic one where I would go around and check out different artistic hotspots in the city, which is cool because I have an artistic background. And then new season came, new show came on. They brought me in, and now I'm hanging out with this guy, this dude, every Friday.
Friday
mornings. Yeah.
Hey, we'll tell you what it is actually, and then I'll get into my story in a bit. So every Friday morning we go live on air, but before that, throughout the week, we go and record something. We try stuff. Basically, it's like we stole the idea of Try Guys. That's it. We just but we're doing it in Seoul. So we go out and try different things.
And it's radio.
Yeah. And it's radio. And we just try stuff. So for example, we went out and looked for no-name restaurants, no-name
Speakeasy bars.
Speakeasies. And we talked about it. But
Get some recording, that kind of thing. Yep.
And so we go out and try things in Korea. And it's like at 9:35 on Fridays.
That's right.
On TBS EFM. You can actually download an app to listen to it. Our segment's called Soul Brothers because we're bros. Check it out. Oh. Just wait, we're so bro.
Yeah,
we're
absolutely.
So bro.
I read it. I got it. The suspense.
Yes.
Building that up, yeah.
So there's so many things to break down in what he said already. And they're all related to me, too. So I started in, I want to say 2014. I got my first chance to be on radio because I had a YouTube channel, and a friend of a friend worked at an agency for TV, and she didn't have a job for me, but she's like, hey, I want you to work with me in the future. I know there's an opening at Arirang Radio, and I went and did Arirang Radio once a week, and that's really how everyone starts. You start off as a segment guest once a week. If you don't have any experience, they don't put you as a host right away, but you need something in your background usually. So you were on a podcast once.
Yeah, I do have the voice work as well. So
you've got the voice work,
something.
And I was on YouTube. Like, it doesn't matter what necessarily, you just have something that you can show. So I had that.
And he's got the pizzazz.
The pizzazz, which is great for radio.
Yeah.
It's radio. Arirang does do, they do like a live stream when they do it though. So you do have to be aware of that when you're in Arirang. And after that, I had that experience, and then that's when my friend was working at TBS, got me an audition to go on TBS. I was a once-a-week guest on that same show you're talking about, Koreascape, and then I was twice-a-week guest. I was on Saturday and then another day of the week. And then eventually, with TBS, I was a twice-a-week guest on that show, and I was the quiz master on this Sunday show. So,
the quiz master! Yeah. It sounds like... some villain.
It was Dr. Q. Actually, that also sounds like a villain.
Yeah, they both sound evil.
Yeah. But that's how I did. And that's how it works in Korean radio, is you sort of you get one chance, and then the better you do and the more you practice, the more likely they are to give you a second chance. And mine is literally a step-by-step until I got my own show, and I was doing the producing, the editing, the writing, and the hosting of the show.
Wow. And
so that's a step down from being an actual host because they don't have to produce and edit. And that was horrible. It was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. And it just shows kind of how radio in Korea works. You get more and better jobs. They trust you with more things.
Yeah.
And hopefully that is the way that we are planning on growing in Korean radio. So let's talk about the future. What do you want? What would be the dopest thing ever?
Dude, Soul Brothers show.
Soul Brothers just becomes a show?
Yeah, just becomes a segment. I don't care if it's like 5 in the morning. I'm totally down with that. Just it would be great just to have our own thing going on.
I think the coolest thing ever growing up was listening to talk radio in the morning.
Yeah,
it was like these just comedians that would bring in artists, they bring in guests. And they'd make you laugh from, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
My guys, their names were Preston and Steve in the morning.
Oh, Dave and Jimmy in the morning, man. The Morning Zoo.
Yeah. Y100. Yeah. And it was just these two guys, and they just had this, they just bounced humor off of each other.
Yeah.
And they were different dudes, but different kind of guys.
Right.
But they really just worked together well, And that'd be awesome.
I don't even like the idea of having my own show. I don't have that kind of this is my show, I'm so proud of it. I would think it'd be cooler and I have more fun when I have guests on the show, when I was hosting one. And also, if I become a host again one day, I think it'd be really cool. And the cool thing about what we're doing is you never know. In radio in Korea, it's all about timing. Is someone quitting at the right time? Does a show open up?
Does the CEO have a different mindset of how they want to do things? Yeah.
However, the show that we used to be on, the previous 9 a.m. show, actually was also a Saturday segment. It was a once-a-week segment that itself was a cool concept that they morphed into a weekly show.
This is why I'm like stressed out because like our segment that we have every Friday, it's fun and it's kind of loose, but like I want to hit a home run like every time because like I just want it to be super successful so the right people can hear it and kind of and want it to grow into something else, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm stressed out, to trying to find like cool stuff. Like next week we're going to a fashion show, and it's just like trying to like
probably
get
last week when I edit this and put it up. But
next week, last week, one of the weeks. But just trying to find like these cool hot spots in Seoul,
right?
Which you're probably very well aware, a city like Seoul is just like constantly moving, constantly hot. What's in, what's out, and it's
he's seriously, he wants to impress, I think, more than me. He's like, we should do this. We spent we almost broke even with the amount of money we make on
that was
a radio
a bit much.
show.
That was a bit much,
to do the speakeasy one.
Yeah. Hey man, that was a good that was a good night though.
It was a good bro night.
It was good. A date? No. It was good. That was
no.
Bro night, yeah.
Bro night.
Yeah.
Bro date. It was
That's
cool.
Right.
It was really cool. And I'm with it. I think you give 100% in something that you care about, you enjoy.
Yeah,
I really enjoy doing the show. And some of the ways that I'm working to make that possible, or just maybe one day we'll become hosts of our own shows, whatever it is. One of the things I think that you could do if you're looking for this path is also just to do this. Find a friend and make a radio show on your YouTube channel. Or
radio show, podcast.
Practice.
If you have friends, of course you're going to hear this a lot. But if you are here in Korea, just if somebody can link you up, like how I found my voice acting kind of thing. I've been doing voice acting, advertisements, video games, animation, boring, manuals and guides, how to like operate like a touch screen on a smart refrigerator, that kind of stuff. That just happened. My friend just found this kind of open call, and it was super random. And you just never know the kind of resources that are available.
Yeah. So definitely, network connections are huge. Practice and experience is huge, and also patience
and a little bit of confidence sprinkled on top. You gotta believe in yourself a little bit. I think when it comes to, of course, in this kind of platform like YouTube, but especially radio as well, you can hear people when something's off or when they're nervous. So it's just like being comfortable on live radio or just about anything else. Yeah, with honestly, with Soul Brothers, it's easy because we just bounce each other off. But before that, we did do it alone. We did our own segments that we prepared for, and that can be a little bit nerve-wracking in the beginning.
Sure.
Yeah.
So before we go, I do want to ask one favor of you. I didn't ask him this before, but he just reminded me of something. So can you give me your best smart fridge commercial voice, and then your best, let's say, like a League of Legends warrior voice or something? Like, sell this fridge to me. Okay. Sell me this fridge.
Well, it wasn't an advertisement. It was something like, first, press A to open up the options.
You were that voice, the one that
something like that. Yeah.
Ah, yes.
But then other things like I did voice acting for the
Darts?
Phoenix.
The
Phoenix
Darts
X.
thing.
So it's just like D-Bull, S-Bull, just like super intense. So yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
So these are the different ways you can get involved in Korean radio. In the end, they're all linked together: radio, YouTube, TV. If you're interested in the industry. But this was our take on what it took for us to get into Korean radio. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of it. As always, we encourage you to leave us a comment, ask us any questions about it. We'll be on it for at least the first couple of days and let you know how we did it, whatever question you have. Also, don't forget, like, subscribe, all that stuff, and follow him and I on Twitter. I don't know why I did that backwards. Follow him and I on Twitter. Of course, I'm Michin Alex, which is the Korean channel that I have here on YouTube. And what is your Instagram handle?
Yeah.
Insta.
Yeah. You can find me
Instagram.
at Mark012.
No one does Twitter. No one does Twitter.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Well, Instagram at Mark012. And I also have a Instagram for my pets. I guess I'll talk about that another video.
Just what is it?
Okay, it's okja_yuja_rumi. It's my 2 parrots and a cat. I have 2 birds and a cat. So if you want to follow some animals in Korea,
they're adorable. They really are.
Yeah,
They're freaking adorable. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you learned something, and if you didn't, hopefully we were entertaining. Make sure to catch us every Friday, 9:30 Korea time on the TBSEFM app, and we will see you next time. Peace out. Yeah. What's up? Good? Yeah.